Good afternoon, everyone. Happy New Year and welcome back to Asia Rugby News.
A very happy new year to everyone. We hope you all had a very good kickoff for the year 2022. Amidst all those difficulties last year, Asia Rugby had a wonderful return to play with under-18 sevens in Kazakhstan and followed by West Asia sevens in Qatar and concluded with Dialogue Asia Rugby sevens in Dubai. Lauren?
So our first news story of 2022 is that Asia Rugby has officially launched its EStore. Rugby fans across the globe can now access a range of Asia Rugby official merchandise, and that's accessible at the URL shopasiarugby.com. Asia Rugby and its official apparel partner, World Flair, have created an initial range of products which include a range of tops, tracksuits, and accessories.
Thank you, World Flair. I got mine right on time. Lauren, you will receive yours soon. Moving on to the next news, we had the Asia Rugby's Exco meeting. The final Exco meeting for the year 2021 concluded on the 1st of December at the Asia Rugby's headquarters in Dubai. And here are some action.
The Asia Rugby annual award ceremony was also held in Dubai on the 1st of December 2021. We'd like to now congratulate all the award recipients.
Congratulations to all those award recipients. Moving on to the next news, some great news coming from Mongolia and Oman Rugby, as Mongolia has obtained the full membership of World Rugby and Oman Rugby has become the Asia Rugby's associate member. And let's hear from the Mongolian Rugby president and chairman of Oman Rugby.
Congratulations. Good to see you. How are you?
Thank you very much. At the Mongolian Rugby Union, we are absolutely delighted at today's official confirmation that the Mongolian Rugby Football became a full member of World Rugby.
This is a milestone for not only Mongolian Rugby, it is also a milestone for Asia Rugby as a whole family, for the whole region. as you are well aware, in coming February 2022, we will be having the Training and Education Super Week in Ulaanbaatar, and also we will have around 5 training sessions across Mongolia throughout 2022. Please accept my appreciation and my sincere thanking to you and your rest of the team.
Oman Rugby was admitted officially today as the 35-member Union of Asia Rugby. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Nabs Al Busaidi and I'm the chairman of Oman Rugby. There's a lot of work that went into preparing for the meeting, and I know it was a very well-received presentation, but there was a lot of work that went into it. So I'm just relieved that everything went well, and now I'm happy that I'm a member of Asia Rugby. Rugby's been going on for at least 50 years, but we say this year's the 50th anniversary of Club Rugby because that's when Muscat Rugby Club was founded, and our first patron was His Majesty Sultan Qaboos, who also played rugby when he was in the UK. So rugby's been going on for a long time. In fact, the first winners of the Dubai Sevens was a team from Oman.
Congratulations, Mongolia and Oman. So up next, we'll look at the Dialogue Asia Rugby Sevens, which was held in Dubai during November. The finalists of the women's tournament, Japan and China, have secured themselves a spot at the 16-team women's tournament at the Rugby World Cup Sevens, which will be held in Cape Town later this year. In the men's competition, South Korea and Hong Kong qualified for the 24-team Rugby World Cup Sevens.
And the ball has been passed out wide, and he looks big and strong. Yes. He decides to give the ball to me. I'll do the rest. Give on passing. Good to see the show and go in the first try by the UAE team. Getting a lot of distance.
Well, it was a spectacular weekend, full of rugby, thrilling. You know, it's Rugby Sevens, it's an Olympic sport at the end of the day. So, as you see throughout the weekend, it was very competitive, men's and women. The women's are playing really better than the 2019 version. And also the men's, after the stoppage of almost 18 months in Asia, now the top eight women's and men are back on the green field. So as a president, I'm really impressed with the level of competency by all teams, despite being disparity in the level of coming back to sport. You know, each country has their own COVID restriction policies, but at the end of the day, everyone here in Dubai, and they're enjoying the weekend. It is the pinnacle of Asian rugby. I can't forget to thank our big sponsors, Dialogue, World Flair and Rhino. And it's worthwhile mentioning that for the first time in the rugby history in Asia, we had a TV channel covering live broadcasting within the United Arab Emirates, Abu Dhabi Sport Channel. We have EStore covering live broadcasting in Malaysia and Brunei. Then we also have a digital live streaming by Dialogue. We have also to cover in Sri Lanka. We have the fourth one, which is the digital live streaming from Asia Rugby, covering the whole world. So I think all in all, it is a culmination success story of Asia Rugby. We hope to see those teams back on the field in the nearest future.
Thank you, Mr. President, for those words, and congratulations to all those 4 teams who will compete at Rugby World Cup Sevens in South Africa later this year. And moving on to next news, it's about Asia Rugby's development. Development has been always challenged with the COVID-19, but there are some positive news. Here's Asia Rugby's Vice President, Mr. Wela Tan, and Benjamin Van Doyen, Asia Rugby's development consultant, speaking to us.
I'm Wela Tan, the Vice President of Asia Rugby and also the Chairman of the Development Committee. Yeah, definitely it's been very, very challenging, but I think we reinvented ourselves to do more online courses and all that while the pandemic was in place. But I think going forward, definitely there'll be more face-to-face programs will be conducted soon. Definitely, I think we have been watching and scrutinizing the whole Asia Rugby countries, and definitely there's a big gap among the nations. We are trying to address how we want to bridge the gaps while we are conducting more get into the game programs and all that. But I think bridging the gap is very critical because the gap is very wide in every tier of our nations.
So at the start of 2021, we were still under lockdown and spent most of our times in online courses, online workshops, etc. So basically what we did as consultants, we trained up staff, people in unions to run their own workshops, their own communication platforms for people to join. So we were fortunate that later in 2021 we actually had competitions. So that was the highlight of our year, to actually go out there, have competitions. With that, we also had the opportunity to get match official candidates on courses face to face there at the competition, and the outcome of that was that we had over 20 match officials trained up. Some of them had the opportunity of being in-goal officials. Some of them were actually the assistant referees, and even better, some of them were referees, and some of them even officiated some of the finals. So that were referees, and some of them even officiated some of the finals. So that was a great success. We also touched on the area of player welfare. After such a long time of not having competitions, we needed to make sure that player welfare is of world-class standard at the competitions. So we had the immediate care workshops there run by local educators. We also had the match day medical officials protocols in place. So I think that meant that the competitions went very well in terms of officiating and player welfare. But we also had the opportunity of, while we were there at these competitions in Tashkent and in Qatar and in Dubai, that we could actually run some other workshops on getting to rugby, coaching children, strength and conditioning, etc. So
great work there by the Development Committee. Up next, we have Bangladesh Rugby, who have kicked off their 2022 rugby season with a 10-team women's return to play tournament.
Thakurgaon district became champion in the Bangabandhu Cup Women Rugby Tournament 2022 today. In the final match, Thakurgaon beat Rangpur by 10 to 7 points at Palton Maidan. Secretary of National Sports Council Porimal Singh distributed the prizes among the winners. President of Bangladesh Rugby Federation and Parliament member Shafiul Islam Mahiuddin, General Secretary of the Federation Mausam Ali, and Industries and Commerce Secretary of Bangladesh Awami League Siddiq Rahman were also present on the occasion. A total of 10 teams took part in the 2 days competition.
That's some great news, great way to start the year 22 with the rugby competition, and more interesting and fantastic news, in fact, coming from Afghanistan as they play rugby in snow.
that's it from us today. So thank you, everyone. We look forward to seeing you again in 2 weeks' time. Keep an eye out on our social media pages to stay up to date with all things rugby in Asia. And don't forget, send your news stories to live@asiarugby.com or tag us on social media @AsiaRugbyLive. See you soon.